Uncharted was the most abysmal action-adventure film I've ever seen. Uncharted is well known for its exciting action-adventure game franchise on the PlayStation console. Critics and fans praise it for its Hollywood-like single-player story and memorable characters. So it's no surprise this PlayStation franchise, which inspired Indiana Jones and National Treasure, is going to have a film adaptation. Started development 1 year after the first game was released, and after that happened, they were in a limbo. After 6 directors were attached to the film's development, most of them dropped out to work on their next film. The film adaptation is not going to happen until we finally got the film released this year on February 23 with Ruben Fleischer directing the film. With the actors played the most two iconic characters in the franchise, Nathan Drake and Victor Sullivan. They look nothing alike, but the film said it serves as an origin story of Nathan Drake. Sure, and to be honest, they did not do a good job when it comes to mediocre performances, bringing a soulless story narrative, and a lack of originality in action sequences. Great. A great start of a thesis statement. Before starting this review, I'm actually surprised they pulled out this film in cinemas here in the Philippines 2 months after release, while Vietnam banned it before their film's release. The reason? This 2-second frame, which features a 9-dash line that depicts the South China Sea as being part of China's territory. Now, it's understandable why they had to ban this film because of territorial disputes. But why ban it late? I don't even know what's the reason behind it. Well, my guessing will say it's because it's Uncharted. People should enjoy this action-adventure film for a while until the government notices the 2-second frame shot in the film and then requests a ban. That's all for the minor fact. Now, let's get this review started. The performance was mixed. Tom tried so hard to have Nate's charisma and attitude, but he's alright overall on his appearance as a young Nate, like in Uncharted 3. But Marky over here, well, he's out of the question. His performance as Sully is just being himself. Literally, I can think of any of his performance from any of his film. That's not doing anything or relating to Sully's personality and charisma. Although I just think it's probably the screenplay. I don't know, the screenplay. Even if it's an alternative screenplay, he would still take his performance from himself. Maybe they wrote Sully very differently because throughout the film's journey, the relationship with Sully and Nate in the film felt wrong. Wasn't Sully supposed to be Nate's mentor? The story just begins like in the Nathan Drake's career taking place of Uncharted 4. They just basically recreates that one. Fast forward to see him as a current Nathan Drake on the film, and shows he's a bartender throughout the film. And then there's this lady that he was trying to serve a drink, and I thought that's gonna be Elena. I know it's very a stretch to say it, but I thought it's Elena. But I know it's not Elena when he actually met with her. I don't know if this film take this girl as Elena. I would just freak out that this theory was right. I just don't know. Yeah, and then after that, he just stole his jewelry, of course, just trying to light up a cigarette, but the lighter didn't work, of course. That was taken from Sam. After that while, and then he just suddenly met with Sully awkwardly. He's just like introduction, like, I'm pretending not to know you because it's not like I work with your brother. Oops, I'm sorry. It's for the film's attempt to adaptation of their cinematic franchise. And just gives him a card and suddenly stole the jewelry. Stole his jewelry, but that's finders keepers, he says. But I don't know. Their introduction with Nate meeting Sully is very, very different from the games, of course, obviously. But I just don't think it's right. I just find it awful. They didn't even attempt to create a decent character development between them. It was bad. I just don't know. It was just awkward. It's bad. It's just awkward. I say it's awkward. When you compared it to the games, it makes the film a joke. They were well written and very cinematic and fun to play. Sometimes you could play it again like the 13th time, but this is a film adaptation we're talking about. All of it was much on the list. Yeah, like it's watchable, sure, and cinematic, but that doesn't make me like the film more. Well written isn't on the list. That's the problem. There's no excuse. I'm guessing that this is their attempt to make a cinematic franchise, and then throughout the film, like, it gives you a epic fight, epic action sequences, and then you go to this amazing cameo by Nolan North. Guess a guy just chilling on a beach, then talk with Chloe and Tom in a short period of time about Uncharted 3. It's a cool cameo, but as for general audience, they clearly have no idea who he is. This cameo is only for hardcore fans to know who he is, and I think it's understandable to not know him, of course. But they should have given at least give him some minor role, like a hotel staff, like after the cameo, but that would have been okay to me, rather than just being a random dude chilling on the beach talking about his experience on Uncharted 3. But aside from two main characters and Nolan North, start with the side characters, like supporting characters. Sophia Ali as Chloe Fraser was a good casting choice, but just like Tom Holland, her performance was alright. Meanwhile, the antagonist, played by Antonio Banderas and Tati Gabrielle, felt empty and boring. Mainly to Banderas' character, they bring him up to act as the most generic and forgettable antagonist ever in the franchise. It's more forgettable than the first game's antagonist. They completely waste him, man. That's so sad because in the end, throughout the film, near the climax of the action sequence of the plane scene, Gabrielle's character just instantly killed him. It's expected to me. I found her very predictable to know about this. Of course, in first Uncharted, he betrayed the old man, the antagonist from the first game, to get the treasure for him to be destroyed, like probably conquering the whole world. But just wow, they waste Banderas' character in this film. The acting is just not even alright to me, but he's a good actor. But for Gabrielle's character, like I said, she's predictable. People say the antagonist tried to inspire Rafe and Nadine, which makes sense because that's the latest main installment of the franchise. But for me, they inspire more from the antagonist from the first game. I forgot the names of the first game's antagonists, and I don't care. They seem similar to me. Alright, for action sequences, every action sequence in this film basically replicates the scenes from the games, so it's nothing exciting to see. But it's nice to see them on the big screen. But god, can't they have some at least originality?
I'm like literally in a Papa John's right now.
Any originality through these action sequences? Because I don't find this very exciting. But although I think there is some originality, if you can say that, like that bar fight scene basically reminds me of the introduction of Uncharted 3. And there's a finale in which they literally airlift pirate ships, and halfway through they're having an epic fight between the two ships, so one gets one. That's a stupid finale, to be honest. Like, yeah, you got two ships, Nathan Drake and Sully just take over and then suddenly just follow that ship! You need more? It's a one big ship, who gives a shit? Just take it and leave them those two behind, man. Why you had to be so greedy? It's so predictable. She's so predictable villain. Oh my god. But I mean why it's familiar to the game, because it's a mixture between the ends of the first Uncharted and Uncharted 4. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I said this is alright. It's a fine finale sequence. It's just fun, more than 75% of the film in the beginning. But those two fight scenes were the highlights of the film for me. Probably I'd just say like it's actually okay. Although not the story okay. Well, after talking bullshit about this film, I don't say you should not watch this film. I just say I don't like this film. Tom Holland tried, Mark not so much. Lost in character development, unlike the games. The antagonist felt soulless, and using action sequences from the games felt very, very predictable to me. But it's quite watchable for an average action-adventure moviegoer out there like me. And there are times people actually play the games because of the film. It is okay to say that Tom Holland brought you to play the games, recommend you to give you the PS4 controller and say, hey, play my game. I'm in it. I'm from Spider-Man. God damn it. The film has a post-credit scene that shows a familiar direction from the games Uncharted 3 Flashback, which is supposedly a teaser of a sequel, but who knows if they're going to make a sequel? I mean, it's a box office success, so they're going to make one more. I hope the sequel will make an improvement on the first film. I just hope. Please God. Anyway, thanks for this rant review, I guess. This is my first video, so be sure to subscribe for more whatever I can come up with. And that's all I could say. Get out.